Hello, BetterMen friends. Today I want to talk about getting uncomfortable. We get uncomfortable when there's change in our lives. Change is either thrust upon us by circumstances, which happens all the time, or we choose to make changes. Either way, we have to go through periods of being uncomfortable because we don't like change. Most people don't like change. We like having our rituals. We like being in familiar situations, familiar surroundings. So change can bring on a lot of anxiety, change of a job, change of a habit, change in a relationship. All of that can make us very uncomfortable. But being uncomfortable is an important part of change. Last night we have a new group that we're leading here, and the men involved have not done this work before. And so they're just sort of getting their feet wet. Well, we had them circle up and do an exercise where one man gets in the middle, faces all the other men, and all the men on the outside in the circle, one by one, tell this man on a scale of 1 to 10 how much they trust him and why. Now, they don't know each other very well, but that doesn't mean there isn't some level of trust or lack of trust at that moment. So it's a very uncomfortable experience for the men because they haven't talked this way to other men before. It's uncomfortable for them to share that information, and it's uncomfortable for them to hear how the other men are perceiving them. But in order to change, we have to know how we're showing up in the world. In order to change, to become the best men we can be, we have to be able to be honest with each other. And so there's a lot that is involved with this particular exercise. But all the men afterwards were opened up by it. They went through an uncomfortable situation, they learned something, and their lives changed just a bit. And certainly their relationships with each other shifted just a bit. So being uncomfortable is inescapable if you want to grow. Being uncomfortable is part of what change is about. And there are very few things that you can count on in life, and change is one of those things. So I encourage you to embrace that change. I encourage you to have the courage to accept being uncomfortable, because once you get through that stage, you will be, in so many ways in your life, a better man.